And Grove Hero got all the text messages from Yo Gotti. He been talking to him because he been knew that they were the ones who may have put the bread on his head. Like, you got to understand that he already had a situation in the past where Big Jook and Yo Gotti was hating on him for just hanging and being and doing a show with Dolph, because Dolph was trying to get Grove Hero some money. And so that's why Grove Hero texted him and said, I knew y'all did it. I knew it was you guys. And he already heard the streets was talking. Like, that same weekend that whole thing happened to Dolph, it was already rumors, it was already a word going around about money being on somebody's head. And so they just didn't think that it was actually going to happen like that, because Dolph was the king of Memphis. So why would people want to just do that to somebody from their own community? But y'all got to understand that Grove Hero already been through this. He knows what CMG is like. He knows the type of games Yo Gotti and Big Jook play. And so he understands that it's basically just all from them being, jealous, hating on him, basically the greed and all of that. And basically what y'all got to realize is the fact that when Grove Hero was in his own hood and he was just coming up and everything like that, they told him that they don't want to see him hanging out with Dolph and getting money with him because he's from over there, and that he already hooked up with Yo Gotti's baby mama. It was all bad. Like, they was worried about the wrong things. They trying to hold somebody back for the wrong reasons, all because of their own issues. And so he said, you know what? He gonna go 100% with Dolph. And that's why Grove Hero started riding for Dolph ever since that day. Like, everywhere he went, Dolph brought him with him. And he showed him how to do the real estate. He showed him how to do the big food trucks. And like, that's how Grove Hero be making actually more money than most of these rappers out there, even from Memphis. Like, you got to understand that, is he, as far as it goes, like with the whole support of the Dolph fans and everything like that, yeah, Grove Hero actually pulled it the right way. You didn't see Key Glock and them. They could have been did this the same way. Like, if they would have been more business minded, they probably would have opened up more shops and more businesses, because that's what Dolph did. Dolph had like 10, 11 different type of businesses. He was worth already 100 mil. And so that's why a lot of the people, they was mad because Dolph didn't really need him. And they all wanted to take advantage of Dolph. They all wanted to use him and basically use the whole, like, his whole image of bringing in good business. Like, since he was making a lot of money, they was trying to step in and be greedy and take some of that from him, just because of the fact that they just felt like they was entitled to do that or whatever, just like how they try to prevent Grove Hero from making money with Dolph. So no matter what with these people, man, it's never going to end. The greed and the jealousy is like, they hypnotized by the hate, you know what I mean? So that's why they do what they did. And, now looking at it a whole year later, year and a half later, and all these details coming out, and they done talked to Big Jook, and they basically getting ready to sweep in and get Big Jook again. This might end up being a situation where they're going to have Big Jook just basically testify against his own brother, basically. Like, they might bring in all of the CMG rappers to try to get them to take plea deals and try to get them to say that it was Yo Gotti, it was Big Jook, or it was somebody else, you know what I mean? So all them people that they got, Devin Burns, the Straight Drops, the Govan, and all of them Corneliuses and all of those people that they done brought and locked up, they're going to start telling one by one, and it's only so many people left to tell on at a CMG. And so at the end of the day, they pretty much got closer and closer to finding out exactly who set the whole play up, who set the hit up, because everybody was saying from the beginning, from the jump, oh yeah, the higher up sent the hit. It had to have came from one of the boss men. It had to have been, sent down the chain of commands. The people who did it, they're not the ones who really planned and orchestrated this. They just actually just getting paid to do a drill or something. And y'all already know they pretty much just proved that Straight Drop got paid to do his part. That's one of the biggest details that came out, is the fact that when they went back and asked Straight Drop the questions and they cross-referenced everybody that they asked questions about, it all came back leading to it must have been Straight Drop who took the money. Because why would he do that? And so why would people do that? And it goes back. Everything, they doing it for either money, they doing it to get fame or something like that. And so when you really go look at it, it's like, yeah, somebody had to pay Straight Drop, and they already figured it out exactly. They just pinpointing exactly who it was. And Big Jook already spoke on it when they asked him about why is there rumors, why is there word out that y'all already put 40K on his head? Why is Grove Hero saying that he already knows that? And that's when Big Jook froze up. Like, he didn't want to even answer that question because he knew that that's one of them moments where they had already caught him in basically a big whole web of a whole lot of stuff that didn't make sense from what he said. They said it didn't match up with the storyline. And so the fact that they probably already got it all figured out because of the fact that it's easy for them to go and look back. Like, if they actually looking into each of these people, they can go and see every single one of their texts. They can go, and in the age and the days we live in, they could literally go on camera and rewind back to that same exact day and see exactly where Yo Gotti was, see exactly where Big Jook was. And the thing is that people say they already know where they was. They saying that they were in that Bentley that was driving in front of the cookie shop. Because it's not like that was an empty vehicle. It was in drive. It was moving. So somebody had to be driving it. And everybody at this point knows that that's Moneybagg Yo's Bentley. And so what are they doing over there? If the location GPS pinpoints them back to the cookie shop in that Bentley, then basically it's going to look bad for them because they said that they was on the plane on the way to a whole different area, to do a show somewhere else. But the thing is that they went live trying to board the plane, everything. They went live trying to hop on the flight. And the thing is you can't go live if it's in the air. So they were still on the ground. So that means that they had to have been the ones that was driving down airways in the Bentley truck. And so that's why a lot of people were thinking, like, why would they even be in the area at that time? Like, were they trying to make sure that Dolph brother or something, like, he don't get away too? Because one thing y'all gotta understand is that the only person that they haven't came out and said the whole interview with is Young Dolph brother. There's a lot that he knows that is basically gonna set this into a thing. And so basically that's why they got him hiding up somewhere far away. He could even be in Switzerland or something like that. Because when they bring the trial back up, if it ends up being a RICO on CMG, then they're going to have a special witness who's going to come in at the very, very end, and that's going to be Young Dolph brother. And that's when they are going to say something about, like, finding out what really happened, who walked in the store with him. Were they on their phone looking down? Did they see any people coming? If Young Dolph brother says that he seen Moneybagg Yo's Bentley driving by, then that's going to be where the whole jury and the audience just gasp. And they're going to be, we knew it. That was them in that truck. And a lot of people, we already said it. Like, you could binge watch all of the videos back then. I'm talking about what everybody was thinking about and kind of heard about that Bentley, about everything that was going on with Moneybagg Yo, Yo Gotti, Black Youngster, and the whole CMG crew. Like, that day wasn't just a regular day to them. Like, that was their moment to where they was planning and figuring out what was going to go on that day for a long time. Like, these dudes don't just wake up and figure out what they're doing that day. Like, they already know what they're going to do the next day. And so that's why people think that it might have been a whole plotted thing. And once they figured out that actually people got together in Yo Gotti's mom restaurant and planned something, it looked fishy because that's really, really close to the day of the Dolph incident. And it's got all the same people who were literally locked up for it. So what does that go and tell you? That means most likely that was them actually planning the whole thing on how it was going to go down. And so did they know that he was going to go to that cookie shop? Was there supposed to be a music video at the cookie shop? Because the storyline right now, it don't make sense about how they would have planned and plotted and banned all them people who got locked up the day before were in Yo Gotti Mom restaurant. So the one thing that they all got in common is that the fact that they with CMG and that they got locked up for some sort of involvement in the whole Dolph situation. And so if you really look at it, then if they met the night before at Yo Gotti's mom's food place, and then the next couple of days, the Dolph situation happened, then they had to have known that he was going to go to the cookie shop. They had to have known. If they already meeting the day before and then the actual hit happens, that means they had to have known for sure that he was going to the cookie shop because how would they be able to time it so perfectly? If they was following him and everything, they would have got him at any given moment, any place. So they had to have known, hey, if you follow him, don't do nothing until he gets to the cookie shop. Or until he gets to the cookie shop and walks in, and then we know that he's not in the bulletproof whip, because that's the last few times. Remember the thing in Charlotte with the 100 rounds and everything like that? Well, he had the armored vehicle. And so this time, they probably told the people, wait until he exits the armored vehicle and goes to the cookie shop. Then that's when they pop out and pull up on him. And so putting two and two together, they had to have known he was going to pull up there, or else that it would have just been not making sense. That's too lucky to be able to just see him, and then you guys already got everything. It couldn't happen the way it did without them knowing everything that they know. And so basically, with that being said, y'all need to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below, let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.